All right. Welcome everybody to a new day where we want to analyze what has been happening, where our price predictions of yesterday, well, predictions is a bad word. Let's call it more forecasts because it's a little bit like trying to predict the weather. You have certain variables that are into play, and this is how you deduct what you might expect to be seeing. So here on the price chart, this is exactly the same game we're playing. All we can do is just look at all the different variables and then see exactly, then try to make a guess, an educated guess of what's possible, what kind of signs to look for in order to deduct what the final outcome is going to be. Now, before we dive in all the way, I would like to thank our supporter Bybit. I would like to thank them also for handing me over this hoodie, which I really proudly wear. If you want to support my channel, if you like my content, please do so by subscribing to Bybit with my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you a thing. You will get great bonuses, like I said, every time. And after you signed up, then just send me an email. You can find all my information on the right bottom corner of the screen, wolvesofbybit.com. There's a little bit of an explanation how to contact me. There's an email form and everything. Do so using the email address or add the user ID that you received on Bybit so that I can check your registration, and you will get access to the live Discord channel, which will allow you to ask me or reach me 24/7. I'm trying to grow a really nice and friendly community out there. So if this is something for you, I would strongly suggest this. What we're looking for is people, grouping people together who are at least a little bit up to date of how to make some TA, or at least starting to. And the idea is to help each other grow. If you are a veteran trader, then maybe you would be like even very welcome to bring in your insights and stuff so that we can grow a better community, a more friendly community, and yeah, go from there. All right, so remember, you want to support me? Sign up there. Thank you very much. Now, where did we leave off yesterday? Or where have we left off yesterday? So what has happened? Let's see, 28. Yeah, 28, we were actually here somewhere in this move, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go down to the 1 hour chart. It's going to be a little more helpful. Yeah, I think we were somewhere inside this move, this pretty aggressive move down. What did I expect? I was hoping to see a bounce on either one of those channels. I was also strongly telling you that any kind of close below 12,700 would really confirm a change of behavior, which we did not have so far. Right now, we bounced off of the low end of the channel that we ranged in for at least a week. Yeah, at least a week. Then we popped up a little bit outside of that range, retesting or testing the higher support area or resistance area at 13,900. We broke back down, probably due to some signs of exhaustion. I would not really call it a bearish divergence because, like I said, since these have already had their effect, well, it could be a result of this high being broken on the price action and not being broken on RSI levels, because eventually, even though price is reaching up higher, RSI is going to start getting exhausted, and this is just the buying power. This is how much buying pressure people are literally putting on the price. So yeah, eventually people start to dial out. They start to take their profits. This initiating some more shorts being opened than actually just shorters, because if you're long and you close your position, this is a short. Same thing. So that kind of like doubles up on the pressure, which eventually results in the price. I hope this all makes sense. Now, what was I hoping for? Not only a retest of one of these support lines, not only a test of one of these support lines, in order to be confirmed as a bottom. I was actually hoping to see a retest making a lower low, and on RSI seeing a higher low. And this is exactly what has played out so far. I'm saying so far because if we actually really start to dive down, and I'm pretty sure 12,700 is still the magic number. I'm pretty sure as soon as if we start diving down lower, this is where we can still expect a change of behavior. Now let's just do the math on Pigs' magic calculator thingy. So that we can have some exact numbers, because as you know, as time progresses, then sometimes the reads and the calculations change because the variables have changed over time. Now this low here is still reading the same thing, 22.9. So let's dial it into our magic number spitter, 22.9. And what does that give us? Still 12,700 on the 1 hour chart. So a 1 hour candle close below 12,700 could actually confirm that we are changing the behavior. So far, still not an issue. But on the other hand, what I do want to see as well is which kind of range we should be finding in order to not get a strong bearish signal just from this tiny little formation. Because if we just range, we could just get bearish divergence over bearish divergence, and this could start getting stronger and nastier. Ranging can always go both ways, because as we are ranging, buyers and sellers are liquidating, opening, closing positions, and this is actually reshuffling the deck as you will. And as we are getting reshuffled, then slowly you will start to see a trend or a sentiment forming within that little section. So we do need to keep our eyes on this. So here, as you can tell, the price is moving, and this price as well is moving. Right now we're reading 12,688, so still around the 12.7-ish K, say a 12.709. Price is actually moving a lot right now. That's actually normal. Now, first of all, I'm going to remove, what did I do? Let's remove this junk. I hope you know still which area we're talking about. Let's zoom in a little bit. Well, it looks like we are bouncing a little bit between the yellow and the green area. Yeah, let's see where she goes. On the positive side, is there a positive side? We do have lows on the same height right now, and we do have a higher low formation where here between this area, we do have just a continuation pattern. So this is just continuation, nothing to be worried about. It's just a natural flow of the game. And if we manage to close here below 13,055, this would actually initiate a local, 1 hourly local bullish, potential bullish divergence, and this would be a good signal that that the low could be in. Of course, after that we want to see some confirmation to the upside, and this is then gonna give us the green light to start thinking about new longer positions. Right now, if you're in a long position, not terrible, not a very bad situation, but if you really want to play it safe, then I would just suggest waiting a little bit longer, waiting for a bounce and a resistance bounce, and then look at this formation, see what kind of read we get from there in order to start thinking about opening your new position. Now, I was gonna look at which highs we need to get in order not to be in trouble. So let's call this the highest high of this whole formation. RSI is sitting at 48.7, and we're just gonna crunch it into the magic number calculator, 48.7, and we do have a guesstimation of a 1 hour close above 13,215. That would give us already a higher high on the RSI. 13,215 is sitting right at about this level here. So I'm going to make a grayscaled dotted line, because this is just a little bit of an indicator. Oh, no, not like this, not like this. Horizontals, yeah. Something like this. And let's make it grayscale, and just let's make it dotted. I hope you guys can still see it on the stream. For me on my little view screen it looks okay. So please tell me if you have troubles seeing it. Okay. Now, what happens if we manage to close above this dotted line, but we do not break this high or close above this high? This is not moving now. This is not moving. Let's move this one here down. Yeah, something like this. So if we get stuck here in between the dotted line and the blue line, we don't close above it, then probably price is gonna start trying to make another lower low. Probably. But of course, what's possible as well is that we are just testing this height, going down, and then start going up. The confirmation of this rejection and the bearish divergence that follows from it would only be valid once we start making a lower low. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, what's else to be looking at? We do see stochastics on the 1 hour chart sitting inside the bearish control zone. That's true. It is, however, trying to curl over, knowing that we might just as well be snaking around for a little while, just like we have been doing here. But already this starts to give a little bit of an indication that right here is a zone of interest. Also looking at the big volume node here, this is an area where a lot of buying and selling is going to happen. So maybe people bailing out, maybe people looking for entry positions, maybe people just panic selling. You know, there's gonna be, it looks like there is a lot of action sitting and happening around here. Good. So this is a 1 hour chart. Let's move up to the 3 hour chart and let's have a look at what kind of situation we can see and spot from there. Now, yeah, yesterday I did draw this green trend line. Like I said, it was just going to be an indication to give us a little bit of a line in the sand which not to cross, and this was just before we did cross under the blue line here, but we did cross below, and then we retested this red line. I'm going to remove the green one because it's confusing. We retested the red line here, and even more here. So this is a well-documented trend line, and right now it looks like we are just trying to push a little bit below. Now don't worry about the blue line, because if the red line is starting to curl over, this blue line is going to shift the last edge that it made. So right now, retesting it, and we'll see. Hey, hello, Wally. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Wait, let me say hello. Way little. How are you doing? Hope you're doing fine today. Thank you for joining. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. You know, I'm new, I'm building a community, and you know, your help helps a lot. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. You know, if there are things that you don't really understand. Oh yeah, Turkish economy. Well, you know, you are the second Turkish person that you know, started talking into the chat. I'm really happy you guys, my stream reaches you guys. You know, hope you're doing fine. Hope you're COVID free and all that good stuff. But yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Just type your questions down, and I'll try to explain as well as possible. Ooh, yeah. I'm sticking to English. I don't speak Turkish, but yeah, I'm sticking to English because it's the most commonly used language, especially in this sector. But yeah, just try to type easily your questions, like what is trend line, what is this, what is that, you know, if you need some more information. All right, thank you very much. So now, like I said, this little blue line here is not a big issue. If we start turning around on the stochastic, then this blue line is just going to cover, and you know that it still could be a valid test and rejection of the bearish control zone. Now let's open up the RSI indicator again. So Walil, if you want to know which indicator this is the PIGS RSI indicator. You can find it when you type here in between brackets PIG, and it's the reverse calculator panel. It's free to use. It's a very, very useful tool, and if you follow my streams, you will see that I'm abusing it like to the max. It's one of my favorite tools because it really, really helps me make some better kinds of estimations of where price and RSI are going to join. Okay, now here, let's have a look because right now we see on the 3-hour chart that we have the same situation. We just bounced off, or we closed at the same levels, which is not a bad sign because RSI is made a higher low, which is good. Now we want to know which price area we want to break in order not to have a divergence forming from this point and the new high that we are that we are forming. Oh, Walil, don't worry. You wish you lived in America, but Yeah, don't worry about it. You know, the way the economy is turning right now, the way everything is upset, I think the old land is going to become the new land, and the new land is going to become the old land. You know, there's a real shifting dimension, a shifting situation happening right now. So yeah, for now it's like a crazy storm happening above our heads, and I think the further you can stay away from it, the safer you will be. Later, I will also analyze the dollar index indicator. I do this a lot because I think it's a very strong indicator, and it moves the markets a lot, and also the stock markets like E-mini futures and S&P 500. So stay tuned for this. And yeah, like I said, don't worry about where you're living right now. If you have internet, you're good. That's the main issue. If you have no internet, this is where you're out. Okay, so if you have good internet, awesome, man. Just rock it. You're living in the future of the world. Um, okay, yeah, where was I? We need to see which price action we want in respect of this RSI read here being sitting at 50.1. So let's have a look and make a little piggy calculation. 50.1. It's okay, Walil. Maybe you can just ask some friends who speak English to help to sit by the stream if and when you're watching. I try to stream every time on the same time. Okay, so UTC, so this is British time. I will always try to get my stream going just after 12 o'clock UTC. Okay, so I don't know which time zone you are in, but I'm living in Belgium. This is now Central European time, so this is UTC +1, and I think Turkey is +2, +3, something like this. So yeah, just make the calculations. It will be more or less the same time every time. All right. You can also look at my Twitter page or my Facebook group. All the information, you can find it here on my website. Just go to the website, scroll down below. You will have the option to click Facebook logos and stuff, and then you can subscribe to my groups and channels as well. All right. Now. Yeah. The price we want to reach in order not to get in trouble on this formation is for 50.1 RSI on the 3-hour chart. The 3-hour chart. We want to see the price pierce above 13,256. So let's move this a little bit higher. 256-ish, something like this. So basically those two areas, the dotted line and the blue line here, if price would close just in between and come back down, we might have a problem. But this being such a narrow area, I'm pretty sure if we start to break through the red line, which is this larger volume node, I'm expecting more of a touch of this zone here. So we're gonna move this back up again, which is the 13,400 area, and maybe then have a little bit of ranging, touch down here or here, and then go back higher. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I should write to Google Translate. Hey, if you like, I do repost my videos on YouTube. There's also a link to YouTube on my website, so go visit my website, very important. And on YouTube, I think you can activate the closed captions, the subtitles. So this is maybe a great idea if you really want to have some subtitles going. Okay? Oh yeah, I wish you all the best. Really, really. All my heart goes to you. So yeah, like I said, we need to get above this. Let's call it just the red line. You know, let's call this the red line. Let's remove this. We need to get above this red line, above the closing of these candles, and then we're golden. We are set to see new higher lows, higher highs, and all that good stuff. Okay, so for now, just holding our breath for a little bit, and yeah, you know, keep your eyes open. It's like hunting right now. Sure. You know what? I will do that. I will hit you up with a link to my YouTube channel. Let me think. Where did I put it? So let's do like this. Oh, wait up. This is not going to be easy, is it? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, because my YouTube channel is so new and I only have like, you will be the 6th subscriber, so thank you for doing that. I don't have a short URL yet. So yeah, help me guys, help me grow my channel so everything could start being a little more up to date and stuff. I'm really enjoying live streaming. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if all together we can serve and grow this community and make it more fun day after day. I'm enjoying this. I'm really happy to see some interaction in the chat. After 2 weeks to almost 3 weeks of live streaming, you know, I'm happy to see some results. So thank you very much. So yeah, we want to see basically we want either to see price stay below the red line and just range a little bit more, building up momentum, or if enough people have filled their pockets here down below again, then you know, let price start going up and at least break this high here, this one. Close a candle above this, very great, and then this for me would be already a confirmation that the bottom is in, and then safely we can start trading the uptrend again. And this is what we like, you know. Trading the uptrend is the easiest thing in the world, especially as we are reaching new highs. You know, you don't want to be shorting any kinds of these situations. Here you could take a little short. I did, but you know, being in an uptrend, how low do you expect it to go? Right? So for me, the point of no return, the point where I took profit was very high. I just made like a little scalp and I got out. You know, you want to keep your position safe, right? But once you're in a confirmed uptrend, it's amazing. You know, buy the dip. It dips a little bit lower, just add to your position and let it ride. And as soon as you hit some sort of resistance line, take profit. You don't have to close everything because on the next dip you can buy again. Yeah. All right. So that was my 2 cents. Okay. Let's have a look now at the even higher time frames, because we're just dragging it out, huh? Now, the 6-hour time frame to me looks the most interesting and most promising of them all. What do we see on the RSI? On the RSI, we see a lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Just stair steps down. And what do we see on the price? We do see a higher low, higher low. Here, a little bit of a weird situation, but finally, again, a higher low. So basically, this is bullish, bullish, bullish divergence, one after the other, which is just amazing. This is what you want to see. What could happen? Could we still stab down? It is possible, but looking at this formation, I think for now we're just gonna have to wait a little bit. We're gonna see some ranging, and as soon here as we start seeing confirmation that the low is in for this little correction here, because in the scheme of Bitcoin, this is a little correction. This is just, you know, people taking profit. It's yeah, it's normal. But once we start seeing and confirming that this is the local low, I do think we will be set for a strong reaction. Okay, so hold on to that and keep that in mind. Now let's go to the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart is looking a little bit different again. Because you see, this is why I think it's very important to go through all the charts and all the time frames you can go and start finding some corresponding signals. You know, if the charts read the same thing, amazing, means you're on the right track. If the charts really don't agree, then maybe on the lower time frames, it means that there's just a little bit of messing up that's going to happen. But on the larger scale, still a trend is going to follow. Okay, so here on the 12, let's go to the 10-hour chart, because I prefer the 10-hour chart. It closes a little bit differently. For this whole situation here, we are still having a downtrend on RSI, having an uptrend on the price. Okay, so this is happy face. Yay. Could we still see a little more downside? Absolutely possible. So this 10-hour chart, it doesn't really show yet a very a bullish divergence with this one and this one. It doesn't show a bearish signal either, except for these two highs here. Those two, they do look bearish. Now this swipe down like this here, you could argue that it already played out, but this is why I'm still inclined to say to keep your eyes open first and look here for the local situation and wait for a confirmation, like I said before, to really keep your position safe. That is, if you want to stay on the safe side. If you're cavalier and you want to just try to get the lowest low and get the position closest to the low that we had, sure, you can do this, because you can set your stop losses pretty close as well. If you mess up, if it's wrong, it's not a problem. If it goes a little bit higher and you see that we're stalling and starting to go down without reaching the critical areas, same thing, you can close your position even in a little bit of profit. So this is not a bad situation if you took a long here at the bottom. Okay, just don't go long halfway without reading the charts and analyzing your stuff. You know, this is how you get doomed. Okay, if you see that, if you look at my stream now on a rerun and you still see this move happening and it's halfway there, just wait for the test, the bounce, and wait for the test of the higher low. That's my my advice to you. Okay, keep your position safe, play it safe. Now, after we looked at the higher time frames, we still see that we have a local low here, respected by this local low here. So let me mark these. This area being so far away, and these two lows being already within the same range, more or less, I think, and I can only think, that if we start diving down a little bit, this is just going to initiate a longer term uptrend with probably some bounces along the way. So if we break down under 12,700, like I said, maybe 12,400, 12,500 is going to be the next area of interest, and this is where if and when we start to pull back up, we are going to see more of a wider range before actually breaking to all-time highs. But still, again, if you have your stop losses set narrow on a position here and it starts to break down, be patient, just let it ride down and then see where the bottom is going to be. Eventually, after such a move down, we always expect a retest. So don't burn anything trying to martingale your position all the way down. I've done it in the past, and you know, it's pretty useless, because after you burned a hole in your pocket, you still see the retest, and then you're thinking like, I was so stupid. You know, I could just wait and easily find the right entry point without setting myself back and putting myself into this deadlock of building up your martingale, you're adding up until your position is so big that you're over leveraged, you're uncomfortable, and you know you want to avoid these situations. So take it from me, if we break down below 12,700, just keep your hands off, let it go, let it fly, and then wait for the rebounds. You know, it's just like it's gonna skid. This is where you want to grab it. Okay, now which area do we need to see broken to get a lower low on this formation? So this is sitting at 55.46. Let's crunch the numbers. 55.46, there we go. Well, you know, 12,972 would already do it. So basically we don't even need to break the 12,700 area in order to get a bullish signal from this formation, from this here. So, you know, again, just good news and more things that are speaking in favor of the bulls rather than speaking in a dubious way. Like, and this is a 12-hour chart. Okay, so if the 12-hour chart gives us such a positive information, then I really have a hard time to say that that we're gonna start going bearish in the near future. At least we're going to see a little bit more positive ranging. Hopefully a breakout to the upside. But for now, I think everything is looking good. So I'm gonna leave Bitcoin here. Now let's have a look. Like I said, Walil, like I said, I always look at the Dixie, at the dollar strength index, and this is a very good indicator to see what's going to happen, because the markets are usually paired in a dollar with a dollar pair, like Bitcoin, US dollar, all the other markets, E-mini futures, Tesla stock, all these things, usually paired against the dollar. Even the euro is paired against the dollar, even though you know the euro is just as bad as the dollar in my book. I think it's very interesting to keep an eye on what's trending on the dollar side, because this usually it goes the other way. If the dollar gets stronger, then the stock markets get less strong, unless you're pumping more volume to keep it afloat. If the dollar is dropping and nobody is selling his stock, then the stock is going to go up, unless you know people are dumping. But who wants to dump into a devaluating money? You know, who want, you know? So right here on the 12-hour chart, we do see that the dollar has made a significant move. It's been pushing up, trying to dig itself out of the dirt, which is actually really weird, because we did not see any kind of divergence to be spotted. Maybe we're gonna have to go on to the 1-hour chart, and oh yes, this is already giving us a better picture of what has happened right here. No, still no divergence, the only thing that I see here is, but this is a long range away, so I don't even think that those two areas are still in play with each other. Maybe on more of a macro view, more of a macro perspective. Let's have a look. Yeah, right now RSI is piercing actually above this area and this area. Now, as you can see, the price action is just on the same levels here, and if the dollar manages to close a 6-hour candle, which is in 3 hours and 20 minutes, if the dollar manages to close above this, we could see a little bit of a retest of the support areas, but eventually holding a higher low, and this could mean that actually the dollar is going to start regaining momentum to the upside. So for stock markets and stuff, this is actually not such a great news. E-mini futures, let's have a look at E-mini futures, and yes, what do you know, E-mini futures is taking the swan dive, going down. We do see our, wait, let me hide the volume because it's just annoying on these charts. We do see that we are still in a possible bullish divergence here. So this here is a lower low, and this is a higher low. As long as we don't break this lower level, let me just draw a line. As long as we don't break this lower level set at 32.22, as long as we don't go below this, we should be fine. But the dollar, as the dollar is gaining momentum and starting to push up, I think this low, this local low is still not in. Although looking at a very local scenario, we do see something else that is quite interesting. We do have between this and this a higher low, and we do have a, well, you know, lower low. So yeah, a little bit of a bullish signal here. Are we going to play this out? Is the dollar going to pierce through and pop to new highs, or are we going to see a rejection and see the dollar pull back? There's actually a lot that can happen in the coming few candle closes. So again, a lot of very useful information for you guys to be looking at. Finally, we're going to look at the S&P 500. Oh, such a gap. Yeah. Now, guys, if you've been following me, you know I hate the gap. You know, it's a new trend that people have been trying to push on to each other. Like, oh yeah, always price goes to the gap. There's no proven validity in anything in any of these claims. Like here, let's look at this gap here. So here, let's have a look at this gap. This. You see this? What happened? Price goes up, just stops at the gap. Price goes up, just dives a little bit down. Is this a filling of the gap? You know, come on. It goes up, it goes up, it goes up. It says bye-bye to the gap. There's a new gap here. Yeah, price goes up and eventually it goes down. Wow. Yeah, no, it did not chase the gap, you know. And then here, from here to here, like, oh, wait, here, this is a gap fill because it made another gap and it just opened at the gap. Guys, please, just stop chasing geese. You know, this is not trading. You know, this is just trying to find something easy to see, and then put your hopes up. And sometimes, you know, price will just swipe by those past areas. Sometimes it happens. Just like when price goes up, sometimes price goes down again. Sometimes it just retests and it goes further up. Also happens, but it's not a rule. Okay, so think about just sticking to the regular TA. Go levels by levels. Use RSI to confirm the things that you are thinking. Don't go the other way around. Okay, don't look at RSI, think like, oh yeah, here, RSI is at the bottom, now price is gonna go up. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Just go level by level, draw your horizontals, look for areas that have been tested quite a few times because those are significant. Good traders are also looking at these, so there will be reactions on these levels. And then once you see it hit, look at RSI, look at the stochastics. Those are both my favorite indicators because one is the momentum and the other is price exhaustion. If people are exhausted and they've been dumping way more than they should, then, you know, this is going to show on the RSI. Look for divergences. If we're on a strong dump and you don't see a divergence, probably the trend is just going to keep going. Set your horizontals and then look for the reaction. And usually, if you're a little bit patient and you're able to wait for the reaction, you should be very, very good setting up your trades. Okay, I've dragged this out long enough. Jesus, this was almost an hour. It's 48 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Let's have a last look at BTC USD champion of the week. Now, yeah, the question we're asking, is Bitcoin going to keep doing what the dollar is pushing it to do, or are we finally going to see a decoupling between the Bitcoin interest and just whatever the dollar is doing? This is the major question right now. Is the dollar going to keep going up, or did we hit a resistance Are we going to see a correction to the downside, initiating more and more positivity in the stock markets and, of course, eventually in the Bitcoin market? All this is to be seen. Like I said, keep an eye on the RSI levels right here, especially in this formation. Keep your eyes on the 12,700 area, very, very significant area. If we break down, just hands off, let it fly. If you took a loss, you know, don't worry about it. We'll make it up on the next move. And yeah, keep your position safe. Stay COVID free, guys. Don't worry about the pandemic. Shit happens. There's nobody who can stop this. There's nobody who did this on purpose. All you can do is try to keep yourself and your family safe. And this is the most important thing of all. Now, I'm going to leave it here. Remember, if you love my stream, support me, please. Go to wolvesofbybit.com. Sign up to Bybit. Bybit is amazing. You will find some great perks, some bonuses. Give me an email, send me an email with your user ID. You can easily find it, or just send me an email with the email you used to register, and I will hit you up with a link for our private Discord, and then you can reach me, join me 24/7 every day of the week, you know. All right, thank you very much. Thank you for joining in. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. I'll try to be on at about 12:30 UTC. Thank you, and goodbye.